Hello everyone, this is the June update of Power BI Desktop, and let's see what we have for you this month. We'll start with the report view, and here first of all we have a new visual called Shape Map. This is a mapping control that cannot show precise geographical locations of data points on a map, but its main purpose is to show relative comparisons of regions on a map by coloring them differently. We also introduced searchable slicers, so if you're making a selection on a really long list, you can search on the slicer and narrow down your criteria. We can also configure line chart labels for the density of labels, and we also have new sign-in entry points for signing into your PowerBI.com account. In the data access layer, we have added row-level security, which allows you to configure access for different users. Moving on to data connectors, we have one new connector to Azure Enterprise, and we also have some enhancements to our existing connectors. So the SAP BW and HANA connectors, they allow multi-selective values for variables and parameters, and they also support hierarchies in SAP BW. The OData connector now imports open type columns, and the Access database connector it has a new button which can select related tables. On the query experience side, we have added options to templates to either load a template or edit a template. We also have query parameter enhancements. Now you have an option to always allow parameter specification, and also you can create a new parameter directly in the context. You can also generate step names in English. You can also add comment-like descriptions for each query step, so it becomes easier for the next person looking into this to understand what you're trying to do. We also have some new data transformations. You can extract the weekday and month name from a datetime column. You can merge dates and times into a datetime column, and you can extract the start and end time of an hour, minute, or second. So let's see some of these new features in action. And the first thing you'll notice is when you start up Power BI Desktop, you will see right on the startup screen an option to sign into your Power BI account if you haven't signed in already. And this just makes it easier for users to see where they sign in and how to do it. And if you just click on sign in, you will be prompted with the screen to fill in your details, and you will sign in. And another thing you'll notice here is that in the top right hand corner, you will have your you can see your user, and as well you can also switch an account to sign in as someone else, as well as configure your account settings. In this release, we are introducing a preview of our new visual called Shape Map. Shape Map is a mapping visual, and its purpose is to show relative comparisons of regions on a map by coloring them differently. It doesn't really work with geographical data, but just shows, allows you to compare regions of a map differently. It's based on the Esri and TopoJSON maps, and its flagship feature will be for users to introduce their own custom maps, but that feature isn't available in this preview. However, we're shipping some maps out of the box, which will allow you to use the new visual and get a feel for it. So because this is a free preview feature, what you first have to do is enable it. If you go, you need to go into options and settings, and in options under preview features, you have to make sure that Shape Map visual is enabled here. And once it's enabled, this icon here will appear, which will allow you to just add the visual here. So as I said, this works with geographical data. So we have in our data set here, we have some city, state, the tax status for them, and some value. So what we will do is we will move the state to the location bucket and the value into the values bucket. Missed that. And in this preview, because you also have to select the map that you are using, and because we're dealing here with US maps, we'll choose the US states map. and you will see the actual maps get rendered. And basically for each one of our states, we are showing, we're rendering a value here. Basically, it's a color gradient. You can configure that further by changing the color gradient. So, for example, you can set the colors. So maybe this will go from this color, from white to that, and really configure this. In addition to this, you will also can also have the legend. So for example, if we have the tax status here, we can drag it into the legend field, and it will show the maps based on the tax status. And I think just the colors here, we can, sorry, not default color, but data colors, these are set to the same thing. So again, if we change the tax status, we will basically see that this is the yellow ones are in progress while the green one is resolved. Again, this is just a preview feature. We'll be looking to improve this visual and add some more features which will make it easier to use and for both the end users and designers. Another option we have added in this release is the ability to have searchable slicers. So let's, for example, let's say you have a slicer here that has a data set with a lot of entries, and a lot of them look similar, so it's hard for you to figure out what you really want. So you have this option to add this search box here, and what that allows you is to really filter out the options you want to select. So let's say we're searching for M3000, and even this returns a lot of results. So let's say we want the M300 black. And really, this will narrow down your options, and then you can just choose which ones you want to select from here, just like with any other ones. We have also gotten some feedback from users that we have been putting too many labels on our line charts. So we are here introducing this ability we're really first of all trying to tone that down, but also giving users the ability to choose how many labels they want in a chart. So if you go into a line chart under formatting options here, if you go under data labels, you will find this label density slicer. And basically what that allows you to do is to go down to a minimal amount of labels, which will just show some highs and lows, to really toning it up to show a lot more labels. And it's really about giving users the ability to choose how much labels they want to have in a chart. And the final feature we want to take a look at here is the ability to add descriptions to your data transformation steps. This is really useful if you're, have a lot of steps and you're doing heavy data transformation. Sometimes you need just little hints to know what is going where, just to make your way through it. But basically, to do this, you need to go into your Edit Queries dialog, and with here for each step that you take here, you can add a description. And basically, if you go into properties here, beside the name, you can just add a description here, and you can just put whatever you want. And set it, and then each time when you have a big list here, you can just hover over each one of these to see see what each one does.